Survivor Series is come and gone. Look, I'm going to make this very clear. If you're going to compare, I know people are going to compare Survivor Series to War Games. Let's be honest. The main reason War Games was better than Survivor Series was because of the War Games match. Not saying the rest of the show was garbage. It was good. Very good. But the War Games match was so rare and so different than what WWE usually produces. And I thank you, Triple H. And I'm going to say this about Triple H. Triple H, he will never become the one who runs WWE. They will never let him do it. I'll be surprised if they did. If I'm right, it's going to be Stephanie or it's going to be Shane. That's the truth. They're never going to let him run it. Because of what he's doing in NXT, it's not going to happen. If anyone wants to know my thoughts on Triple H and running a promotion, look in my playlist for the debate of the week and look for what happens if Triple H ran GFW. Yes, I did a video on it. Look for it. I believe that's the name of it. Look for it. You may like it. Anyway, Survivor Series was not better than War Games, but it was a damn good show. Let's get into it. I'm only going to talk about 2 of the 3 matches that was on the kickoff. I'm not really going to talk about Elias versus Matt Hardy. I just feel bad for them because they should have a real feud on the main show, and I'm just leaving it because it angers me that Matt Hardy has done nothing. Now you look at Enzo versus Kalisto. The match was meaningless because Enzo was no longer the schmuck of 205 Live. The guy who pissed off everybody. He had no friends. He held the title. He did mostly talking. He was fun. Now he's a generic heel. Having a partner, and it's a waste. That's just the truth. Now another thing I didn't like. And that was the Fashion Popo versus Owens and Zane. I won't say that... Look, I'm still not a Sami Zayn fan. I like him, but I'm not a Sami Zayn fan. But at least I will say he's acting more heelish. I'm glad about that. In his wrestling, he's more heelish, and his attitude when he talks is more heelish. And it hurts me to see the Fashion Police, who have gotten over big time on SmackDown Live, are being relegated to doing a kickoff show match when they should be doing stuff in the back. They're more funnier in skits than they are wrestling. They can get over big time wrestling. And not wrestling. That's the way I want to see them for a while. Very rarely do they ever wrestle. And if they do wrestle, they need to win. But here they lost. And it's stupid. Now, first match I'm going to talk about. Baron Corbin versus The Miz. That match made no sense. And I want to say it in disrespect. If you're going to put on Twitter that Baron Corbin is insulting The Miz's wife, you automatically turn The Miz into a face. Right? The Miz has been turned to a face. So if you're going to turn The Miz into a face, make sure you book him as a face instead of keeping him as a heel. And if you're going to do this, that means you're going to have to let him win that match. If you want to make Raw look more dominant than SmackDown, let the face Miz win over the heel Baron Corbin. But no, you let him win. Now, mind you, I still like Baron Corbin, but because of the build for the last 6 to 8 months, it's been a joke. And for Morgan, I know you started thinking and switched over from Baron Corbin to Congo Kong and you have heard nothing from him. Look at Andre Corbill's YouTube channel. I think he left a video with him like 4 or 5 months ago. There might be some information what he might be doing now, if there's any information at all. It's like an hour long. I did watch it. It's been a while since I've seen it. So check his YouTube channel. If you see a connection of Andre in my comments, just go to his channel and just take a look. He might have some information about him. Or maybe he'll know because he did interview him. Anyway, I just felt like The Miz should have won. Now, first match of the night. The Shield versus New Day. This upset me. Even though it was a great match. It was the second best match of the night. I'm saying it clear. This was the second best match of the night for me. It was. And it was funny seeing you seen Biggie Langston interacting with Roman Reigns, and Biggie's just more charismatic than Roman. He just is. I enjoyed that part. but I wasn't fond of seeing New Day job. And who was the one he jobbed on? I can't remember who jobbed. I forgot who it was. No, it was Kofi who jobbed with a triple powerbomb off the second turnbuckle. I'm getting it boxed up because I didn't want to see it. You know why? They did this to get Roman Reigns over. Look, we know the reason why the Shield is back together. 2 reasons. 1, they couldn't stand Roman Reigns not being cheered. Second reason is because the Shield in a whole, Dean, Seth, and Roman had all those title reigns and it got them nowhere. They have no idea what to do with them and they got nothing and nowhere. So that's why they got teamed back together. And it just feels like a big waste. This is my point of view on this. The Shield, 1, should have came up in 2014 instead of 2012. 2, they should still be together right now. They should have never been broken up. They should have been left together because they had a lot more mileage. That's the truth. 1, they were rushed. And then stupidly, they broke them up too soon. That's the truth as far as I'm concerned. And that's how it should be. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about will be, the Bar versus the Usos, which was the best match of the night for me. That was the best match of the night. I don't know what was going on with Sheamus' hair. What the hell was that on? What coloring was that? Gray with red. You got a ginger. You got a guy with red hair. Wait, gray? Oh, he's in my face. That was epically crazy. I always like the mohawk. I don't have the hair for that. I'm actually getting bald because of all the stress I've been through. If I could have a mohawk, maybe I might do it, but nope. It was the best match of the night for me. The Usos generally do not have bad matches. And if they're with decent people, they can always bring something out. Think of them as an equivalent of the Nature Boy Ric Flair, being able to pull the best out of people. That's the truth. That's the way I see the Usos. Jimmy and Jay they can't generally have bad matches. They can, but it's very rare. And I enjoyed that match 100%. They won, they beat the Bar, and did they beat the Bar? I'm sure they did beat the Bar. Didn't they beat the Bar? I'm trying to remember. I think they did. Yes, they did. I had to look at my notes. That takes a minute. I'm an old man. But anyway, I enjoyed that. Now, 5-on-5 women's elimination match. I gotta say this now. I want to get it over with. That was a match that made me happy, but kind of sad. You know why? 1, Asuka won that match all by herself, which is a big waste. 2, I was happy because I saw Tamina go up against Nia Jax. I have been wanting to see that type of fight. Both of them are relatives as far as I understand. Nia Jax is The Rock's cousin. And pretty much Tamina is the Usos' cousin. And the Usos are actually The Rock's cousins. And Roman Reigns. They're all relatives to each other. So this was relatives going up against relatives. And it made me happy to see Nia Jax get her ass handed to her by a Tamina. Tamina! And I know a lot of people say, oh, you kidding me? Nia Jax should not be losing to Tamina. Who says she's supposed to lose to Tamina? Tamina is more seasoned. Tamina is nearly the same size as her. Yes, she's not in big in girth. And I'm not being insulting her. She's a plus size woman. But it doesn't mean she's supposed to just knuckle under her. Or under to her. I was happy to see it. Then I didn't like seeing Naomi lose. I wanted to see Asuka go up against Naomi. They didn't even interact. Then in the end, you had Natalya, you had Tamina, and then you had Asuka. And what did Asuka do? She wiped their asses. She just beat them. And a lot of people were probably surprised to see Natalya there instead of Paige, or the person I wish had been there, which was Amber Moon. I know a lot of people say, why Amber Moon? Because why not? That's Houston, Texas. Why not let an NXT runner, the champion of NXT, actually participate in her own state? It would have been cool. That's just me. Now, Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte. I'm going to say this. The right person won because, of course, she's got a lot of sympathy behind her because of her dad. That was the wisest thing to do. But if you look at this match... Oh, wait, before I say anything, tell me below if anyone saw what happened to Lana. I'm hoping she didn't break her ankle because she got thrown off that ring skirt pretty hard. But going back to Alexa and Charlotte, if you look at that match between Alexa and Charlotte, tell me below, who carried that match? Was it Charlotte or was it Alexa? It was Alexa. I said in my predictions that depending on the person, if she's highly familiar with her, she can pull off a good match. If she is not, she looks terrible. Sorry about that. My battery just died on me. But essentially, like I said, Alexa carried the match. And Charlotte didn't do that much. Of course, she did play up having sympathy. And I will give her credit for that. She did very good sympathy. She did a lot of crying, a lot of moaning, a lot of pain. But if you're going to be honest about who really made that match work, it was Alexa Bliss. And I'm not even saying Alexa's an incredibly great worker. She's not an incredibly great worker. She's a good worker. And that shows you how hard she had to work to make the match mean something. In the end, Charlotte won, which was the wisest thing to do. But it hurts me to see this, that Charlotte really needed more development. She even said it herself. She became a wrestler to fulfill her brother's dream, not her own. And I'm not saying she doesn't love wrestling now. She does. She loves wrestling. And she's still doing it for her brother. But honestly, as I said before, Charlotte should have just come to the main roster this year. Not a couple of years ago. She should have finally came to the main roster now. She needed more development. Having an incredible ability doesn't mean you know how to make it work. She needs to learn how to adapt more. She just needs it. Now, next, this will be AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar, which will be the worst decision the WWE made. Now, I'm not like these guys here who wish Finn Balor was champ. I'm not seeing it in that respect. I'm seeing it from a point of view of what the hell are you dealing with here? Sorry for all the noise. It's very busy tonight. I'm seeing it in the point of view of what does this really mean for the company going forward, that they have a Universal Champion who just won a match against the equivalent champion on the other show, and he's not going to be there after a few days. He may come back this Monday. Of course he'll come back this Monday to talk and basically gloat. But after that, how long will he be gone? A couple of weeks? A couple of months? They need a champ on Raw. And if they don't have a champ, that means the only champ they have that is credible is on SmackDown Live. And if you're going to be like that, put that champ over by a very credible Brock Lesnar. And I know a lot of people are going to say, dude, he got put over. AJ Styles did an incredible job. He got put over. No. AJ Styles had to win. And it doesn't matter if it was AJ Styles. If it was Jinder Mahal, it would be the same thing. If it was Kevin Owens, it would be the same thing. If it was Roman Reigns, it would be the same thing. It makes no difference who is the SmackDown champion right now. Even if it was Shinsuke Nakamura. It makes no difference. The current champion on SmackDown Live is the only mid-card champion you have. The Miz is not a mid-card champion. He's an undercard champion. And I'm not taking anything away from The Miz. I love The Miz. But his IC title is an undercard belt. The one on SmackDown Live is the mid-card belt. And that's the truth. We know this. So we needed to make the mid-card champion look good by letting him win over the current champion that's on Raw. This is the truth. This does not help the company going forward. And if it does, tell me below why Brock Lesnar winning over AJ Styles, knowing full well that within the next maybe week or two, he's going to be gone for a couple of months, possibly again. And there's no champion on Raw. You have no freaking champion on Monday Night Raw. It's stupid. Now, next will be, what was the next match? I think that's it. Unless I'm forgetting something. I probably am forgetting a match. If I'm forgetting a match, I'm sorry. Oh, I almost forgot about the Jason Jordan interview along with the Daniel Bryan interview. I don't have a picture of Daniel Bryan. I'll just use a stock picture right here. But when it came to Daniel Bryan and Jason Jordan, seeing that Jason Jordan would be willing to do anything to get onto the 5-on-5 match, and he wanted Triple H gone, it makes you think, could there be a feud between Triple H and the Angle family? In other words, Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle versus Triple H? That kind of makes you think about what happened in the end of the show. I'll get that to in a minute. Then you see Daniel Bryan talking with the Stephanie McMahon. And when she was talking about, guess what's going to happen after this match? He's not going to be able to run SmackDown Live. That means you're going to have total control. Get ready for it. And it makes you wonder, how far are they going to go with Daniel Bryan doing something different than what he does? Will he become a heel? Will he stay as he is? Will he do it like I think and leave SmackDown Live and become a manager, or just go to Raw and do something else entirely different? It makes you wonder what's going to happen this Tuesday going forward. Now, the match itself. It's the third best match of the night for me. It was not the killer for me. It just wasn't. I'm being honest here. It was a good match. Seeing Samoa Joe go up against John Cena, who, understand this, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never known this, I did hear about it, but I didn't really know if it was true until the commentators actually stated it. John Cena and Samoa Joe actually knew each other many years before, when he was in PW, I forgot what was it called? I forgot that wrestling promotion. PWG, I believe? I can't remember. But essentially, before going to OVW, John Cena, he was in another promotion, a developmental one, and he knew Samoa Joe there. And I'm going, it's a shame they don't try and drum that up in the future. Saying that Samoa Joe actually knew John Cena many years ago, and they deal with each other here. That would actually be a very interesting feud. 18 years in the making. John Cena started around 2000, the 1999. So did Samoa Joe around that time. So seeing this actually would be something interesting. Honestly, I would like to see it. I would honestly like to see Samoa Joe go up against John Cena. Then you saw Finn Balor dealing with Triple H. Not Finn Balor. It was, I can't remember who was dealing with who. But essentially, we had a lot of people you wouldn't normally see. Shinsuke Nakamura dealing with Triple H. Then you see Braun Strowman dealing with John Cena and Randy Orton. Then you see Shinsuke Nakamura dealing with Kurt Angle. You see, it was a lot of activity in that match. But here's the thing that gets you. At the end of the match, Kurt Angle, it makes me wonder if they're really going to do a feud with Kurt Angle, Jason Jordan, and Triple H. They could be teasing this and it may never go anywhere. I believe it might go somewhere. Because you have Kurt Angle, you got Triple H, and you got Braun Strowman at the very end of the match with Shane McMahon, last man standing. You see Triple H pedigree Kurt Angle and tricks Braun Strowman into thinking he's on the other side. Then pisses off Braun Strowman after he pins the Shane McMahon and almost chokes his ass out. But then after that, he power slams him twice. Braun Strowman rules, bitches. I think I'll use that as my title. Braun Strowman rules. Or Strowman rules. I don't know. But I'm not going to use Braun Strowman rules, bitches. I'm not going to do that. But what did we get at the end of this show? Well, we don't get a lot of things tied up. You get a lot of questions. And you're wondering how far they're going to go with this on Raw. How far they're going to go with everything else on SmackDown. Is this a short-term thing, or they're going to use their brain and make this long-term? It's hard to say. I'm wondering this. You guys tell me below. Wouldn't it be interesting that Braun Strowman jumps ship from Raw and goes to SmackDown Live, and he gets the title over there? Tell me if that's a cool idea or not, because after what happened with Triple H, I would love to see Braun Strowman jump ship in January and go to SmackDown Live. Have the Monster Among Men go to SmackDown Live and destroy everybody, even the Bludgeon Brothers of Eric and Luke who are coming in maybe in January. I want to see him destroy everybody and become champ there. And finally have the title he should have had when he went up against Brock Lesnar. This is my point of view on things. You guys tell me below, did you like this show or not? Tell me if you thought things should have been better, things were worse. Do you think my review is a piece of garbage? Tell me below, I want to hear it. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace!